So Instagram, Facebook, we are live. I got two screens going. This is the new thing now. So let's jump right into it. It's Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. Big day from the Bank of Canada. They're going to be announcing uh, the new overnight lending rate. First question: will they increase the overnight lending rate? And these questions come in on Instagram. If you have another way of getting me questions, obviously send them over anytime, and I'm happy to add them into these weekly Q and A's. Will they increase the lending rate to 0.75 today? I think so. I mean, all the signs are pointing to that, and all the articles I've been reading have been relaying that. I did also hear we could even go as high as 1%, but or I'm hoping that it stays at 0.75 or lower. I mean, we'll see, but all signs I think are pointing to 0.75 following the US that did the same. So we'll see actually shortly. It should be announced very soon. So let's see how that goes. Market predictions rest of the year. That's question number two. Um, Honestly, my market prediction and a very simple, easiest way to answer is I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to keep happening as interest rates go up. Buyer sentiment is not very high right now. Seller sentiment, we're seeing properties sit on the market longer than anyone has seen in the last couple of years. So I think that has an effect on seller sentiment as well. So it's a mix of both. And do I think we're going to see February price points anytime soon? I would say definitely not. I would say that in some pockets, definitely all the micro pockets are different, micro markets, and everybody, when you are going to shop, if you are looking to get into the market and shopping, definitely work with someone who is educated on the areas that you're looking at and go through those properties. And now is kind of a nice time for buyers because you get to take your time to go through multiple properties and make a decision that works for you. Gives agents time to hopefully negotiate on your behalf. And ultimately, with the interest rates going up and prices coming down, two things to keep in mind. Number one, the down payment will be less, of course. So if the down payment's less, that's great for buyers, especially those looking to get into the market. And if the price goes down, but the interest rates go up, typically the monthly payments might be the same or sometimes even more than they were a couple months back. So from an affordability standpoint, definitely the down payment is less. But from a monthly payment standpoint, you're probably similar, if not more. Definitely contact your mortgage broker, get more details on that, ask them tons of questions. Um, but yeah, for the rest of the year, I saw an article today from Royal LePage, who is I work for Royal LePage, and they said that they predict pricing to increase 5% for the rest of the year. I still haven't gone through the whole article. I just saw the caption, and that was lowered from 15% at the start of the year. One thing, to keep in mind, on average, prices the last 40 years in Toronto have gone up 6.8%. So let's remember that number, 6.8%. The last couple of years were definitely, you know, much higher than that. And it's not a typical cycle in real estate. 6.8%. Usually let my clients know, in my opinion, like 5 to 7% is kind of a safe play there on average, of course, over time. And that's with all the ups and downs as well. So keep in mind there was the fall of the 90s, there was the '08 crash as well, all baked into their 6.8% as an average. Next question. Everyone talks market shift. What does that mean for me? Well, kind of similar, same points. So I would say that well, it kind of depends on, first, let's talk about a couple different scenarios. If you are a buyer in today's market, you have time to shop, you have time to go around, check out multiple properties in the area, make sure you get your pre approval because as rates go up, um, if you're fixed, and talk to your mortgage brokers to get more details on that. But if you're fixed, typically you can lock in that rate for a certain period of time. And if you're variable, then you typically can't lock, or you can't lock in the rate, but you can typically lock in the like prime minus X, and you could typically lock in the X. Now, I'm not a mortgage broker, but I would definitely get more information on that from a professional mortgage broker who works in the market every day and does all that stuff. So that I would say from a buyer standpoint, get pre-approved, know what your payments will be monthly, and your down payment will be less than it was a few months ago, which is great news. If you're a seller, number one, making sure whoever you're working with has a great plan. It's really it's a market where things have been sitting, but I would say that stuff is still selling. Not everything, but there are still sales happening. Of course, it is real estate. Have a plan. If you don't need to sell right now, explore your options. Talk to your real estate professional on different options. And if you are going to sell, make sure that the property is in incredible condition, as best condition you can get it. Staging, photos, all that stuff matters so much. So the presentation is really, really good. So those are buyer seller. If you're an investor right now, I actually kind of think this is kind of a good time for investors in the market. Now, hear me out. It definitely depends, obviously, on if you can afford the monthly payment and carry the cost. If you're going variable, if you can uh, work with the ups and downs. I I don't mind the play of being patient and waiting to see how everything falls in if you're an investor. Also, we've been seeing rent prices go through the roof, and we're finally seeing kind of the rent creep up to combat, or not combat, but creep up to start to get into numbers that would make more sense with the purchase prices of these properties these days. So something to keep in mind, that the rents are super high and properties are moving super quickly. So if you are an investor and you're looking to, just get in the market, you can shop around, you can try to negotiate a better price, and if it's a great property, you can get it rented probably pretty quick if you're catching this kind of rent wave. The rent wave, of course, is a perfect storm of buyers who now, with rising interest rates, might have lost a good amount of affordability. Yeah, the city is open now from where we were definitely a year ago, and schools are open, universities, people coming back to school, and a lot of young professionals coming to the city for the first time. Stuff has been moving extremely, extremely fast. So something to think about. But being patient also as an investor, like for an investor, numbers are the key. It's dollars and cents. It's a lot less emotion. It has to make sense for each and every purchase has to be different. So definitely as an investor, stuff to think about. Um, and so, yeah, those are the things that I would say are huge. And the next question actually is investor question mark, which just came in. Same kind of thing. So I would say, yeah, an investor, be patient, make your moves that make sense for you at the time that it makes sense for you. And if you are going to get your property up for rents, landlords, if you're listening, make sure obviously you get all the documentation needed. You do your proper vetting, work with a realtor that will do all that for you and that knows what they're doing. Also, I beg you, get your apartment cleaned properly before getting it on the market. You will save yourself a ton of headache from both sides, and just get it done. It's common courtesy to have a super clean apartment for when someone moves in, I would say. Um, and between tenants, take care of the stuff that needs to get taken care of. It'll save you a lot of headache in the future. So, for example, if the fridge hasn't been working, get it taken care of before the next person moves in. Get a professional cleaner in there. And if you are listing it for lease, get some good photos done. It's not that expensive. And you know what? Everyone's iPhone takes pretty good photos, but make sure you take them uh, horizontally, not vertically. And well, you can do vertically if you want to put them on Instagram and stuff, but horizontally is the standard, and make sure that they are good quality and that you're not standing in the photos. And trust me, I know you might laugh at that, but I see it every day. So those are the questions, live Q&A. Thank you everybody for tuning in over on Instagram too. Hey Nettie, how do I get my hair like this? Yeah, lots of gel. So have an awesome day, everyone. And it's nice out there. Go enjoy the weather.